A Carabao Cup quarter-final tie for Manchester United. This is a big game. Everton away. We've beat them already once at Goodison Park this season. A decent performance. Maybe they had a bit of an off day as well. But Manchester United on the road have been flawless this season in the Premier League. We've really been impressive with our wins. We've come from behind in every game, but we've been impressive that the fact we've won every away game this season. Maybe that does have something to do with this coronavirus. Who the fuck knows? And no fans being in the ground, that is. But who actually fucking knows? But this is a big game because a semi-final is beckoning for Manchester United, and there's a real opportunity for Manchester United and for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win a trophy with this competition. It is a competition that a lot of teams don't always take that serious. Teams in the past few years have taken it a lot more serious than they used to, like Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham. Some of these teams do take it a lot more serious than they used to take it, and that is why usually some big teams usually end up winning it this day and age, so, as opposed to where little teams used to fancy their chance of winning it. And the big squads does have a part to play in that, where Man City have had a massive squad over the last few years, but they've won it quite a few times recently. It'll be nice to see Manchester United reclaim this competition and get that monkey off Solskjaer's back, because that is a big problem for a lot of the critics out there, that they feel that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't the man because he hasn't won any trophies. But this could be the first trophy for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Potentially is the best chance of winning silverware this season, so let's go for it. Now, it's going to be a difficult game. I'm not saying that Manchester United are going to have this game easy at all. This team has just beaten Arsenal and Chelsea in recent games, so it's not going to be an easy game. It really isn't. But Manchester United can go into this with the confidence that they've beat them already once this season. He's hinted that he's going to make changes to the starting lineup for this game, but I don't think there's going to be wholesale changes to this team, in terms of the fact that he's not going to give players, I mean, maybe a couple of players may play that haven't played a lot of football, but most of these players are going to be players that maybe were sitting on the bench against Leeds or were starting against Leeds. He's not going to rotate the side and play any youngsters or anything like that, I don't believe. I still believe it will be a fairly strong team, because Everton, as I say, are a good team. I would expect, so far Everton have taken this competition pretty serious, and I expect them to do so as well. They're not in any danger of going anywhere negative in the Premier League. I don't think they're going to get in the Champions League spots this season, but we have seen more bizarre things than that. So I think that there's a great opportunity for Everton as well to try and get a monkey off their back and win a trophy themselves under Carlo Ancelotti, who they've been very good under this season. So, I mean, they're well up there in the title race, so they could potentially still get in the Champions League. And maybe Ancelotti would prefer to try and get in the Champions League over winning a trophy. I don't know, it would be more money, but to win a trophy is great for a club that hasn't won a trophy in a long time. So it does remain to be seen which team to. Well, I think both teams are going to take it fairly serious. Now, let's look. I mean, even tonight we've seen Man City and Arsenal take their games fairly serious in that competition, even though Arsenal got knocked out of the competition. So let's look at this lineup that we think he's going to go for, and how we think we can get one over Everton. Now, it's going to be interesting to see obviously what lineup he does go for, but I think this game does give Dean Henderson another opportunity in goal. I think he will go for him in net. He's given him a go in the previous games. He did make a mistake in that game against Sheffield United, but I do expect him to start this particular game. Now, there's reports that Wan-Bissaka is out injured, according to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so I'm going to go for Brandon Williams playing at right back. I'm not too sure who he's going to put at right back, but I'm going to go for Brandon Williams going at right back, Telles at left back, because I think Luke Shaw, he was saying he wasn't feeling well before that game against Leeds and still played, which is a bit bizarre. And then he's going to probably go for tried and trusted, or tried for the pair that he usually trusts anyway, in Lindelof and Maguire. I'm not too sure if they're trustworthy, but he will go for them, I expect. I mean, he could go for Eric Bailly or 2-1 debut, but I'm not too sure he's going to do that. Midfield is going to be interesting to see. I mean, he could switch it up a little, but I think Paul Pogba will probably come back into the fold for this game. He's been in good form lately, alongside Matic, and then Bruno Fernandes will be in there as well, and Cavani and Greenwood as well. I think it will be something similar to that team, and I mean, and Rashford probably up there. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, Rashford probably could do with a game off, because he usually plays plays within himself with injuries and knocks and that, but I can't see we can afford to really rest all these players. I mean, could be Martial as well, but it'll probably go for Rashford and give Martial the night off and bring Cavani back into that centre forward position. Hasn't had enough football lately, and I expect him to get given game time. So, I mean, it's going to be roughly something similar to that team, I believe. I mean, he might not go for Brandon Williams at right back, because there is reports that Brandon Williams could be leaving, whether that's on loan or in a permanent deal. I personally would prefer him to leave on loan, because we do need some more strength in depth at that left back and right back positions for the coming season. I mean, at the moment we've got Telles and Luke Shaw at left back, so if he's playing at left back then he's not really getting a look in, but I think he's a good deputy to have at right back. I mean, we've still got Fosu Mensah at the club, who fucking never plays, and he's played at right back a lot. I never thought he was a right back. I always thought he was better in central midfield, but that's none of the problem there. Anyway, the main problem for Manchester United is getting the job done in this game against Everton. Now, I reckon that they're going to go pretty strong in this team. I mean, I don't know about James Rodriguez, whether he's going to be able to feature for Everton. I think he missed their game at the weekend against Arsenal. I didn't watch the game, but I believe he missed that game, so I'm not too sure if he's fit for the game. I haven't seen Everton's team news, but Richarlison should be playing up front with Calvin Lewin. Both of them can cause Manchester United problems. We know that Calvin Lewin has scored a number of goals this season, so we've got to keep an eye on him for Manchester United. But I mean, they are a decent team, but on paper I still believe that Manchester United have got a better team than Everton, and I'm sure I said that in the previous game when we played them before, though I did actually think that Everton were going to win that game, because Manchester United were in horrendous form. I think I actually went for 3-1, but it was 3-1 to Manchester United. But that's been detrimental to Manchester United's away form this season. I'm hopeful that the away form can continue for Manchester United. I mean, there's still players that we haven't even mentioned that could potentially start this game. Donny van der Beek hasn't featured a lot, did come off the substitutes bench in the previous game. I thought Dan James didn't do his chances of starting anything negative in that game against Leeds. I thought he had an okay game. I mean, we have got quite a bit. I was looking at that substitutes bench against Leeds, and we've got quite a good bench, to be honest. I mean, the likes of Juan Mata are still there. He could still feature in this game if he's featured in some previous games in this competition. So we do have some strength in depth at this moment in time, and when we've got Traore coming in for Atalanta in January, and we've still got Palestri, who hasn't featured yet in the first team. It does give Manchester United strength in depth, and we've got to get through this tie and through the Europa League to give some of these fringe players the opportunity. And there's also Jesse Lingard that I haven't mentioned. He could feature in the squad for this game. I'm not too sure what's happened with him, because he hasn't featured at all for Manchester United, but still could be a decent squad filler for Manchester United in the second half of the season. Because if we do get through that Europa League tie, which I do hope we do, obviously, because I want Manchester United to win all the time, we're going to have a lot more games, and that should give, because you want more games really as a Manchester United fan, because I think we've got a fairly big squad, and when you've got a big squad, if you get knocked out of the League Cup and you get knocked out of the Europa League, we could find ourselves not having enough games to feature some of these players, and the likes of Donny van der Beek, Jesse Lingard, obviously Eric Bay, Tuan Zabi. A lot of these players could not get any minutes, and a lot of them need minutes. They do, and we need to freshen the team up going into that second half of the season, where other teams might not be able to freshen it up so much, and it may work in Manchester United's favour, so hopefully it will. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll put my neck on the line and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. I think if Manchester United rotate the team slightly, and if Everton rotate the team slightly, I think Manchester United might just have the upper hand. I don't think Everton can really afford to rotate the side like Manchester United probably could, because we could still get I mean, that bench on, as I said before, against Leeds was a good bench, and a number of them players would have slotted straight in to that Everton team. So I don't think Everton can rotate the side as much as Manchester United could and still put out a strong lineup. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share the video if you're watching it on Facebook. It really does help me out, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.